Welcome back to my bathroom. Today we're gonna do a haircut together. We're gonna style it together. We have another giveaway, and then we also have the giveaway winner announced at the end for the Shark Flex tool. The giveaway winner is timestamped. If you just wanna skip this, I get it. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe and like. I'm here for you every single week. What we're gonna be focusing on is cutting extensions to your real hair. This is something that I like to do when my extensions are old, fried, very loose, they're gross. You can absolutely duplicate this if you don't have extensions, although I would recommend a more formal cut like this one. This cut is geared for people who just want to match the length of their real hair but create volume with hair extensions. Let's get the redneck salon rolling. I'm gonna part my hair to where I'm going to wear it majority of the time. So either to the right or to the left or the middle. If you're unsure, you're gonna use a middle part. I am always unsure, so I'm going to use a middle part. I'm just gonna straighten this up. Whoa, that looks good enough. Whoops. Then I'm going to take it straight down the middle in the back. I'm going to pin this back. Look, y'all, I got my ears pierced finally. See that? The earrings don't match, by the way. I don't know about it. Clip one side back so you don't get confused. I'm gonna take a pretty thick subsection. I'm starting off with a pair of shears. I'll link a similar pair below. All this hair is gonna be directed forward. When I see my real hair, I need to connect the dots, making a straight line. Comb this out, kind of fan it out, and I am going to hold this, little medium tension, and I'm just gonna cut a straight line. So it connects with my real hair. And there we have this fried gal. Whew. Don't worry if it's not stick straight. I'm gonna show you how to clean this up. You just need to get a basic shape right now, which is going to be square, because this is the 3 forms of hair cutting and not the Squid Games. Now moving forward, I'm gonna take another pretty big subsection, so about an inch. Comb this down, and we're fanning it out. If you can't see, you can wet your hair a little bit. I just prefer to do this dry because my extensions are similar to Barbie hair, gross, plasticky, so it's just easier when it's dry. Here's my guide, my length, my basic shape, square, holding this down, not up here, not over here, and not over here, just straight down against your shirt. Be careful not to cut your shirt or your dang armpit. That would hurt. Plain connect the dots, straight line. Whoops, that's not as straight as I want it to be. That's okay, we proceed. We don't trip up on mistakes. We can fix them. There we go. Perfect. Look at the difference. And I want to note that I'm not cutting my real hair. We're just following that basic shape. And my real hair, my haircut is a mullet. So it's going to get a little tricky at the front, but it's okay. Another inch subsection, whatever. Combing this down straight, then we're kind of fanning this out so we can see. You don't want to chunk all this together and cut because it's going to create a stack, a 45-degree, it looks like a stair step. It's okay if you do it, but it's easier to clean it up if you just fan this girl out, just fan her out. Swing that to the front. This is my guide. Holding this down. Trying to make a straight line, the best that I can do. Good enough. This is going to be my last layer. If you have anything in the front, hopefully you have more than me, over direct this back. We want to save the length and avoid any holes that would come because we have ears. If you hold this straight down and cut like this, you're going to have a gap because you did not account for your ear. Your ear sticks out. So just go ahead, comb this back. Mix it into this. And see this? I'm going to just connect the dots. That will save you from having a hole. Side one, basic shape. I know a lot of you guys are watching me that are in cosmetology school. The first step to creating a haircut is to create that basic shape. Square, circle, triangle. You're creating a foundation. Then you can go in and add more shapes, layers to your basic shape, but you have to have that foundation set first. Now, obviously you wouldn't mimic this haircut to do on a client, but it goes back to that theory of having a basic shape, just like you would have a foundation before you put the house on, hopefully, or else the tornado comes. I'm gonna go through and match it on this side. Move this piece of work, taking about an inch subsection, pretty big, pin this up, combing this down, and we're finding our length to our real hair. Comb it down, now fan it out so you can see. Whoop. I'm gonna hold this out like this. There's my real hair, there's a little piece right there, and I'm cutting. Getting my arms being all silly, connecting the dots. Perfect. Now I'm gonna take a step back before we move forward and make sure this is even enough. Remember the rule, everything looks good from far away. And with the lights off, y'all. You don't have to worry about it. Now we're gonna take another 1/2 inch section down. We're not touching this part, mainly because it's a mullet. Combing it down, then we're gonna fan it out. Whoop, I cut that a little short. It will be fine. That's a pretty big section. We'll be okay. We can handle that. We can see our guide. Have a little faith. Fanning this out. That wants to live here, so I'm gonna cut it right against my guide, being mindful not to cut my real hair. And you can kind of hack at it a little bit. When you cut real hair, you want to try to make very crisp shear movements. Ching, ching, ching. When I cut extensions, I like to ting, 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 kind of sawing at it. But you can do either way. I just want to clarify that if you're actually cutting real hair. Try to make it clean as possible. You get a better result. It's looking like this one is a little longer. It's right here, this front. So let me go through and correct that. Bring this down. Remember, you're taking this, over directing it back to save your length. All I've got is a little tail here. Bing! You see that? I'm pretty sure I've got a tail in the back. I can't see because the mirror's covered up, but I can feel it. So what I'm gonna do is swing this girl around. This is awkward, but it does work. I'm gonna tilt my head like this, like some exorcism stuff. May be hard to see, but when you bunch it up, you can see that tail right there. See it? Boop, 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 boop. Just gonna cut that tail off. How's that look? We're not aiming for perfection here. We're aiming for a basic shape as close as we can get it. Also, be careful because I almost broke my neck like I did when I spilled that wax pot in here. The hair is slippery. Now we're gonna carve into this. Not too much for me though, because I do prefer a blunt cut. It looks a little different when it's straight, but when I curl it, I like the way it looks. But a couple things that we need to be mindful of without cutting our real hair. I say this probably too much, but we have corners on the head. If you have an X on the top of your head, where these two meet, these are corners of weight. A lot of times people forget to cut these off and you'll have this huge baggage. Whew, whew. Sometimes you'll get them on the front, but not really because we don't grow hair forward. Most of us don't. What we're gonna use to go into this is this tool. This is a razor and a comb. This tool is really good because you use the comb on one end. It has a guard, so you can grab this razor without cutting yourself. Flip it and razor it. It has fine teeth, wider teeth. Very, very good for short haircuts, blending, extensions. It's good for everything, honestly. I am gonna be giving one of these away, a brand new one, not this one. If you're interested, all you have to do is comment something below. I don't care where you live. I don't care if you're subscribed. I don't care about any of that jazz. Just comment something below and I'll ship one of these to you from Amazon. Anyway, here we go. To get rid of these corners, I'm gonna go about where my eyebrow is, right here, and I'm gonna match it on the other side. Bring it around town, you see that? You're going to tuck this behind your ears, put this in a ponytail. That's our length. In case we make a mistake, at least we have our basic shape. This is everything that we can carve into. Now the area in question is this corner. So I'm gonna take this from my head straight out, parallel to the floor. Here's the floor, here's my hair. Parallel. All right, however you can get your hands in here. I like to take the crab claws, the peace sign, go in at it, just like this. Woo, looking like I got some spotty hair color. Don't worry about that. We're going to drag this until our real hair drops. Here's my real hair. It's going to drop. Now I'm gonna take the razor part and I'm going to carve into this. This is weight. So when you're carving, it's like you're making a whoo, whoo. You can take pretty big sections. I'm actually gonna do it again. Wait for that to drop off. There it goes. Taking this in and gliding it down. So I'm not taking it and it's kissing it. And then I'm actually gonna do that on the front as well. All that's doing is adding a layer to my extension, not my real hair, because here's my real hair. Real hair stops right there. Carving this in, ooh. So it's making a slope. It's gradually getting longer, short to long, a layer. Woo, loosey-goosey girl, sit down, dancing on me. Now I'm gonna pin up my real hair. I'm gonna take this extension that lives horizontal. It wants to go down. I'm gonna take it the other way. I want you to go in this way. Taking the thinning shears, mid-shaft, going in. This is gonna thin some of the herd out. This helps it lay better, thins it out, blends it, because these extensions start getting wild. See all that? A couple tips about these. You typically want to cut this way, not this way. And you always want the straight blade to be on the bottom. The teeth on the top because it does make a little bit of an impression. So you want the softer line on top if possible. I'm actually gonna take my real hair, my little bang, and just do the ends just to get some of those fried ends off. You can see how much better this looks. Everything blends. I'll take it up there because why not, we're here. Everything blends a lot better. I've got this weight in the middle. So how I'm gonna tackle that is by just over directing it to the top. Crab claws in, here's my real hair, bing, 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 dropping off as my guide. And here I go, I'm going to carve this, and I'm taking a lot out of that one, just because I can feel how thick that is. It's a little overkill. Shaving off the top, making your, well, I didn't mean to make the layer that short, but just take a look for a minute, how much softer and better this one looks. A lot of weight has disappeared, but it's going to be a lot better when we lay down that basic shape or length. Same kind of thing, here we go. Actually, the length on this side is right there. Here we go, kissing it, shaving it off. Woo! One more time. Holding it straight out, there's my length, it just dropped off. I don't want to cut my real hair, so wait. Taking another pie slice, there is no method to this really. Making sure a blade is on the bottom or the back, going in at the mid shaft, middle of the hair, going down. And then here's my bang. Clean your shears first, lady. Excuse me. Release the beast in the back. Now we need to go through and kind of clean this up. I'm gonna take this because I can still tell that's a huge weight for me. Comb this out. And I'm just gonna do at the ends. Just on that corner though. And some of my real hair is in there, but it's okay. Honestly, it needs a trim itself. Mimic it on the other side. We're gonna go through and clean up this basic shape or the line. I'm gonna take a chunk, take my scissors or shears, separate this from the herd, and I'm just gonna kind of clean this up. Now I'm gonna take my scissors or shears and I'm gonna point cut. And when I point cut, I'm just using the tip of these shears. See where that says China right there? Just the tip. Can you see that? Just the tip, lady. And I'm going up, up, up. I'm not going to the side, to the side, to the side. I'm going up. Taking a pretty big chunk. Just going up. This is gonna help me feather or soften the ends while maintaining, excuse me, that basic shape. If I go to the side here, I'm removing weight, but I'm also changing that shape, so totally different haircut, okay? So here's your chance to see, like, is there anything that could flow a little better? That could. Now my real hair is in this too, so I'm not gonna over point cut. And you can see how much softer this one looks versus this one. Now it's still pretty blunt because that's the style or look I'm going for, but it is softer. So let's mirror that on the other side really quick. And remember, try to hug your body, stay close to your body. Anytime you over direct something, you change your basic shape. It is hard to do, but it does get easier the more you do it, so give yourself some grace. I can't see because the mirror is blocked by the camera, but it should be straight enough for me. Look at where we're at. We're in the bathroom doing this by ourselves. It's okay. Now look at this. That's a lot of hair. We're gonna go through and do a loose wave with straightened ends. I'm gonna go through with this hair tool we unboxed a couple weeks ago, Timo. This is the flat iron that's also a straightener that has the cooling technology to cool it to set the curl faster. I have been using this pretty much every day, and I actually really, really like this. Let's turn it on, wait for the fan to kick in. There it goes. When you hear the noise, that means it's ready. Start at the bottom here, pretty big sections. We're gonna smooth this out the top with a flat iron, go in about mid shaft, and we're gonna start twirling it. But when we twirl it, we're not doing a ringlet curl like this. We're angling this down and just turning it once. You just have to turn it once. Woo! To get that soft, loose. And I'm gonna do this one in another direction. See how it's angling down. When you curl hair, the curls usually go away from the face. But when I do this type of style, I like to do 2 away and 1 forward. This will push the 2 against each other, creating more volume and more depth, and they won't all ringlet together, if that makes sense. Do this one away from the face. We're gonna smooth out the top. Take it, and we're just turning it once, and we're angling it down. Not out here, that's gonna create a totally different look. Hugging it towards your body, moving this thing down. And it was kind of on me. That's my hair extensions. Gliding it down. Woo! All right, so I'm gonna speed through this, just rotating the different curl patterns. we can turn this little fan off because we're gonna be using the flat iron. Just gonna go through and bump the ends, straighten those things out. My favorite hairspray, Tresemme Extra Hold. Lift it up. Woo! Smells terrible. Fine Teeth 420 comb, the basic comb. Lift this guy up and 1, 2. Same thing at the crown for root, 1, 2. And I'll probably do my bangs to blend those little, whatever those are. Let that set. I'm gonna take the wide portion of the comb and tease it just a little bit, but not much. Gonna go in with Exmondo sea salt spray, shake it. Going from the bottom. I found that this works best if you go up instead of directly on, which is what I was doing. Let that set. Then you're gonna use your free combs. The goal is to make this look like we just had the best night of our lives, but really we never left the house. BDSM, my favorite product, this sparkly wax gel define balm. I don't know what this is. It's a wax, it's a gel, but big glob of this working in my hands. And that also helps these little C19 babies. I like to wet my hands, or if it's raining, you go outside and you just do this. So pretty much you curl it and then you destruct it to make it look like you really didn't curl it, because that makes sense. What? That's it for the haircut / style. Don't forget to comment to win the razor tool from Amazon. Comment literally anything. You could put a orange emoji, you could put a smiley face, you could put that's cool, you could put that's not cool, whatever you want to do. Every comment counts, but only one per person. Canada, my friends in Canada, I can ship it to Canada for you. Now we're gonna move on to this giveaway, this shark air wrap. I put everyone who commented anything in the spinny wheel on the computer. So we're gonna spin it together. If this is you, please email me. This is my email address, because there's a lot of scammers, whatever, on the internet, the World Wide Web. I'm gonna have to verify you, so I'm gonna email you back a request to do, and you're gonna do it hopefully, and then I'll ship it out to you. It's not like a weird request, just a way for me to verify you. As always, thank you guys for joining me here in my bathroom. I can't wait to see you next week. We'll announce the giveaway winners for the Amazon razor tool in next week's video. Until then, have a fantastic week. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you next time for something cool. Something cool.